Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T, and this is my channel, The Good Guys. Guys, today's story comes out of Philadelphia, and the title reads, Philadelphia store manager recalls terrifying moments when clerk shot armed suspect. Now, guys, before we get into today's story, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, leaving a comment, subscribe. Remember, we are still on that road to 1,000 subscribers, and I know the only way we can get there is together. And please feel free to hit me on Twitter, to hit me on Truth Social, and even Minds.com. So, let us dive into today's story.
Two men armed with guns came inside to rob the place.
She was shot, but police say she grabbed a gun inside the store and fired back, striking one of the robbers. Action News reporter Catherine Scott has the full details now from Wissinoming.
We spoke to the manager who was here last night with the clerk through these terrifying moments. He also showed us the surveillance footage when two men came inside armed with guns.
He was have a big gun straight up like that.
Manager Sammy Alubehi recounting the moments he saw the gunman enter Big A LLC at Torresdale and Cheltenham in Wissinoming. It was around 3:50 a.m. The 32-year-old clerk was sitting on this couch.
Ghost was here, I was here, and he was wearing the gun like that. Her face don't move.
Surveillance video on the left shows one man in a blue cap with a gun rounding the corner of the counter. A few seconds after this, you'll see the second man enter, also with a gun. On the right side of your screen, as Dog Sport jumps up at the suspect, the clerk on the couch raises her arm and fires from the gun that's kept at the store.
She take the gun fast and shoot him 4 times. The other one behind, he shoot, and I was between them. I can't do nothing.
Now, guys, if you could see that particular part in the video where she has to pick her moment, okay, I want you to take a look at this, okay? She had to pick her moment of when she was going to fire, okay? Sitting here on the couch, I know it's blurry, guys, okay? And she had to pick her moment when to fire at this particular time and point. That dog is no good, doesn't do anything, does not help you, can't rely on that animal. Your best or first responder is always yourself. And it's good, guys, that she was able to get her gun in the fight and shoot this guy. Remember, there have been many stories now, I would say, on this channel where the clerk, the bartender, the guy who's slinging chicken and burgers and pizza, a lot of them are armed. Even we saw in the case of a hotel clerk, somebody who just checks people in, get robbed. And in every one of those cases that I cover, that particular individual is armed. Okay, I think, and I've said it already, okay, there is no excuse for someone who works at a retail environment where customers come in and day out and you don't have your firearm. People will say, and especially even the company will not endorse it. Company will even have rules. Hey, you can't bring your firearm here. But then you got to turn around and ask them, is it safe? Is it safe to work here? And I think in this environment, I think they're mandatory. In this kind of environment, in this type of neighborhood, and especially if the store keeps late hours, it should be mandatory you have a firearm. And you know what? I don't even know why people who own stores like this just don't put on the window, hey, the store owner is armed. Patron is armed. That way you know ahead of time, boss man, you come in here, we're going to freaking shoot you. That's how it should be. And thank goodness, even in this video, the store owner says that the gun actually belongs to the store. So kudos to the store owner. Thank goodness he is thinking about his employees at the very least, okay? Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have a business. So let us continue with the story.
And shoot him 4 times. The other one behind, he shoot, and I was between them. I can't do nothing.
She believes that she struck one of these perpetrators, causing the one perpetrator to drop his gun.
Today, you see bullet holes in the couch and the wall. Police say the men fled the store and were last seen running west on Cheltenham. One suspect later showed up at Temple Hospital with gunshot wounds. The clerk was hit 4 times and went to the hospital in critical condition. Sammy says he has a great relationship with the neighborhood and still can't believe this happened.
Doing a family, like a family business, is not regular money. No, we're like a family, we're like a help.
Police recovered 2 weapons on the scene, one belonging to the store, the other one dropped by one of the suspects. In Wissinoming, Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
In other news, a store clerk fought back.
So guys, unfortunately, the woman did get hit, okay? Ended up in critical condition. Now, I'm going to say something here. This lady is a hero. She is a hero, even though she could have been killed. There is a special place in my heart for people who can stare down the barrel of a gun, who can act in that moment of fear. It shows, in my opinion, bravery. It shows courage. And for this woman to do that, she's got more courage than most men, it looks like. Okay? Because for her to raise that firearm, pick her point, shoot, she has to have some kind of, I would say, I don't want to say pride, but a meaning or a self, an owning of herself, and a high self-esteem. Okay? And yes, in some cases, yes, fight or flight, that could also be a case. But I think in this moment, she was trying to be tactical. And it's unfortunate that now she's in a critical condition. I will tell you, this story is old. It's about at least a year old. So hopefully she's fine. Maybe I should have looked into that. But I got to tell you, there should be no more cases of people working at a restaurant, working at a fast food place, working at a gas station, working at a smoke shop, working at a liquor store, and you don't have your firearm. You should have it. And I think the store owners should allow you to have it. Because first thing I'll tell them, and sometimes you don't tell them. Sometimes you just keep it to yourself. You may ask them. And especially if they have a policy that they want you to read, hey, no firearms in the store. Okay, no problem. What are you going to do if somebody walks in this door with a gun? Flat out ask them and make them liable. Tell them, hey, I am relying on you to keep me safe. I am working in your establishment. If somebody comes in the door and a gun, you better have a goddamn plan. Right? Absolutely. And I think you can hold them to that. Guys, what do you think? We've seen stories like this before, and I wanted to give you another one. That way you have arrows in your quiver, so when some joker comes by and says, oh, you don't need a gun, I got all you need is a shotgun, or hey, you just need pepper spray. No, you dumbass. Look at this. And give them the video. Don't just, and I'll tell you, if you don't want my commentary, I always leave the links. Give them the link. That way there's free film commentary, and it's got the only narrative that's on there is the one from the news. And at least these local stations report the news. In some cases, I think unbiasedly, and thank goodness for local news. Okay? Anyway, I say these things at the end of my videos, like I say all the time, and it's guns matter. Good people have guns, and they should always have guns. If good people do nothing, guys, what would happen to us? What would happen to our society? Evil would persist. That's why we need good men to do something. And if we didn't have good men to do something, there would be no good guys.